Hi guys, this is FFAN 16. Welcome to another Digimon Survive information video. This comes from Game Rant, so please see all the description down below. I'll have my sources in there, so give the original article a read. This article is touching on the way our Digimon are going to digivolve during Digimon Survive and how it might be different from any other Digimon game that came before it. Maybe mirroring closer to the anime series way of handling the Digimon. So let's dive in and see what they have to say. Alright guys, here is the article, and they are going to be touching on the Digivolution process in regards to Digimon Survive. They do touch here that it will be handled differently than other Digimon RPG games, but this could prove to be a great asset. So let's see what kind of asset they think this would be. In a few months from now, so roughly about 2 months from now, Digimon Survive will be out on July 28th, 29th. Really looking forward to that. I cannot wait. It's, again, going to be a visual novel / tactical type RPG, and it's, of course, been delayed. So they're talking about the previous delays, but we do have a release. So even if shares a release date with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I think I'm going to wait to get that one. I'm more interested in Digimon Survive at the moment. Digimon fans everywhere are looking forward to finally closing the door on the chapter of the franchise's gaming side. I don't know if this is closing a door. I think this is opening a new opportunity for a game series in the Digimon universe, just like World was and just like Cyber Sleuth is. Just its own path, and we're not closing a door, we're banging it wide open. We just need that door to open, if you know what I mean. Sporting traditional visual novel elements infused with survival tropes, multiple story paths. Again, they're very pushing towards your choice in how this story will play out. Did you guys ever grow up, if any of you grew up in the 90s and had those choose your adventure books? Welcome to Digimon Survive. A tactical grid-based combat system that promises to deliver serious gameplay challenges. There's a lot to look forward to, and I agree. I'm super stoked. So right here, they are going into how it's unique. It's going to be quite different than the originals or what is available within the Digimon franchise. Because again, this is a third segment gaming genre that is going to have its own kind of path, just like World and Cyber Sleuth did. Even after decades of Digimon World and Digimon Story titles, no game has ever been released that will play quite like Survive does. Again, that is the point of Digimon Survive. It's to introduce a new Digimon path. It's a strange yet exciting time, although fans reading into a recent developer's breakdown of the gameplay have noticed something odd. It seems that in Survive's effort to break away from the traditional format of a Digimon, and I'm thinking they're talking about more of the gaming side, it has melded with the series' core mechanics of Digivolution. So what they're talking about here is it's going to focus more on the way the anime handled Digimon, where they were rookies when they walked around with you, but when you go into battle, you could choose to evolve them up to their champion, ultimate, or mega forms. So I really like this picture here. It's going to be amazing to see the different Digimon art styles and what I believe 200 plus Digimon will be in this game. Of course, Numamon's in it. Numamon's in every game, and we need Numamon. Digivolution is handled differently from the evolution of Pokemon and Demon Fusion in Shin Megami Tensei. Yes, Digimon is a different series, and they handle their monsters in a different way from those genres or those other monster capturing or friend type games. Digimon are portrayed as being able to move up and down their evolutionary line and with a degree of freedom. So in Cyber Sleuth or Digimon Story, you're able to Digivolve up and Digivolve down. Now, you can only move up if you meet certain evolution parameters, but you could always go down as long as you've had that Digimon before. So you're able to increase or better your stats, your levels by doing the up and down Digivolution game. And that is not uncommon for the story games. Digimon World, though, especially Digimon World 1 and Digimon World Next Order, you take them from baby or in training 1 all the way up to Mega. They die, they go back into their Digitama, and you re-raise them. Digimon World 2 was you can make them out of code, or you could capture them kind of more towards that out in the wild, catch them like Pokemon, add them to your roster. Digimon World 3, though, you didn't really see the in training stages. You were given your Digimon at the rookie stage, at which point they had very limited evolution trees that you can Digivolve up and down as long as they've opened up that evolution within their tree. The Digimon story games had more of a natural flowing progression for your evolution, I felt, than the other Digimon games. But here in Digimon Survive, it looks like it's going to focus more towards how the anime did it, where your Digimon, as long as they have enough strength, or maybe in this case, stamina, can then use that stamina, Digivolve up to either Ultimate Champion, Mega, Rookie. I don't know if we'll be able to fight as in training or babies in this version of the game. We'll have to wait to see. And then as long as your stamina meter can sustain your Digimon at that level of evolution, they'll stay there till the end of battle and de-Digivolve back down to their rookie state. Just like you would see Tai and Agumon in the anime series. He would turn back to his rookie state at the end of the episode, so you could continue on your adventure with your rookie instead of that big mega Digimon by your side. Depending on the species of Digimon, just above every step of this process could have a choice between different resulting forms. Again, they would be dumb not to introduce this. We saw it in great lengths in the story games, having different evolutionary paths depending on your stat gains. Also, if you guys use the Vital Bracelets or the Digi V Pets, they all work in the same fashion. I don't see them going away from their core evolution guidelines, but I can see them doing it in a more unique way. Digimon is always Digimon. There is certain parameters that need to be met to meet Digivolution, and how the developers and the producers and the writers of this decide to take the core concept and make it unique for this game will make it fun to figure out. So de-Digivolving Digimon is a common practice in some video games. That is true. Just like in Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, you need to de-Digivolve down to a lower state so your stat gain gets better for your higher evolution of your Digimon. When evolution is triggered by a human ally, less data is absorbed than its process has occurred over time. This can leave the Digimon unable to retain its new form, even if it's just as strong as it would be naturally. That was how the anime treated Digivolution. So they're just reiterating how, let's say, Tai and Agumon were. As long as the Digidestin, the tamer or human ally, had the stamina to give their energy to their Digivice, and the Digimon itself had the will to fight, evolution was possible. Now, of course, in the original anime, certain items like the Digicrests could help further the evolution to the next stage, which would have been Ultimate, and then finally Mega status. But here, we might not need specific triggers. We might just need a certain stamina gain or energy gain to be able to use. I think our phone's going to be our Digivice in this game, to transmit that energy to our Digimon so they can evolve. And depending on where we've trained our Digimon, how well we've answered and interacted with them in the turn-based story element of the game, I think it's going to really impact the evolution rate and the ability to sustain your evolution rate within the tactical game base of the game. So it makes me wonder, when you're walking around and if you can call out your Digimon, if you can call out different Digimon, or if you're stuck with your primary Digimon that you get as the main character. This would be interesting to find out once the game is released. De-Digivolution was left in the player's hands, if there even is an option in the first place. I think we'll have some control over whether we decide to evolve up our Digimon or de-digivolve them. I don't see a high reason to de-digivolve if you decide to digivolve them up during battle, unless they're running out of SP and you move them out of any tactical danger and then de-digivolve them to their rookie state. Let them gain enough SP or whatever they do for their evolution state and re-digivolve them if necessary to their higher level. Now, that's if it's a tactical advantage for you in a tactical-based RPG. They're going to use as much elements to make the tactical bit very strategic, and I cannot wait for that. It is only logical for them to do this. This is all of my hypothesis in regards to where I see the developers taking a lot of the mechanics that they have available for them with Digimon. There's a lot of great, amazing things these developers can do in a tactical RPG in regards to Digimon, and I cannot wait to see what they do to utilize this. So they're talking about dwindling SP. This could be specialty points. We did see the SP in their HP meter and then the SP meter. Now, most of the time, your SP is used for special moves like Pepper Breath or Boom Bubble, Mega Flare, Mega Flare. Final Fantasy? Anyways, if it is, they could, just imagine a Final Fantasy and Digimon crossover. Anyways, maybe we can discuss that one day. I could see that being used for specialty moves and maybe a different bar for our evolution. Forcing Digimon to evolve and devolve over the course of a single battle. Maybe we'll have items we can throw at the Digimon so they can sustain their evolution longer, so that we're not constantly de-digivolving, waiting for that gain to come back, or re-evolving. It doesn't want to break the flow of the tactical RPG. I'm hoping they handle it in a way that we can maintain and strategize the way we can digivolve and de-digivolve our Digimon, but not break the flow of the tactical RPG, but making it strategic. Opens up the opportunity to experiment in ways that we can handle and maintain our Digimon in so many ways. And when we have to both balance the story component and how we answer and what is the impact to our answers on our Digimon and on the people around us, that will depict how they will behave for you in your tactical battle part. And maybe the more we interact with our Digimon, the more evolution trees we will get for that Digimon. Let's examine this. I'm going to go to the big screen because there's something really important here I want you guys to look at. Okay, so I'm going to move this up a little bit because the most important part I want you to look at is here. Let's analyze this for a quick second here. We got their HP. So I can see no SP anymore. So we'll go back to the previous picture and see if we can see SP, because I'm pretty sure I did. HP, self-explanatory. Your hit points, MP, magic points, which seems a little weird to me in a Digimon game. It should be skill points, but it's okay. We can call it magic if they want to call it magic. And then we have your EP point. I think the EP points is your evolution point meter, is my guess. And I'm pretty sure they might go into it in this paragraph here. But when that hits full, we can then digivolve up. And if we digivolve up, if we're able to maintain that meter or even maybe fill it again, maybe we can evolve again. I'm just speculating here. Or maybe if our Digimon only has the evolution up from rookie to champion, that meter slowly goes down, and say if we get hit by a certain move, your EP meter gets damaged. There's so many great mechanical aspects that I cannot wait to get my hands on this game to troubleshoot and figure out and play with. Like, man, just please give me a copy of this game. I cannot wait. So let's quickly... Okay, so we'll take a look at this screen here. It's slightly different battle HUD, let's call it. So I am going to be corrected here. It does have EP instead of SP. It does not have MP. So I'm wondering if this is an earlier version of the HUD, or is the other picture an early version of the HUD? So if you guys know, please leave me down a comment down below. Which picture has the most recent HUD for the battle simulation? And do you think EP is used for our skill moves? Or do you think it has something to do with our evolution? Let's see what the article has to say. In Digimon Survive, Digimon can only evolve if they unlock a Digivolution. This is pretty standard for Digimon. You normally have to meet certain parameters, unlock certain things to be able to have your Digimon get the needs or the stats they need to evolve up to another form. Digimon Survive borrows any evolution types it needs to reach a desired form. So I'm not too sure what they mean there, but on the right route, Agumon might be able to Dark Digivolve straight to Skull Greymon, but he would only be able to hold this monster's form for a short time. So it seems like certain evolutions pull more from the ability to hold the evolution than others. There are many ways to restore your SP, so players will need to manage their resources and movement carefully. And you want to make sure, of course, you don't get really low rookies surrounded by a whole bunch of ultimates or megas. That just would not... It's strategic. You want to place your party or your battle army in the best tactical way you can. Also, with having them de-digivolve back to their rookie state, it will, like he says here, or she, it will play really nice into being able to go to the story-based elements and have them in their rookie form as you're walking around doing the text-based adventure. Finally here, the methods of gaining evolutions are also more varied than normal. Human allies can gain Digivolutions for their partners through relationship, values, and story elements. This isn't a shock to me. They had to have the two components of the game work together. So to tie some of the evolution requirements around the visual novel part is the only way they're going to make this work. You have to play certain paths or certain routes to unlock certain evolution types, by the sounds of it, which makes the replayability of this game even higher. Okay, and of course they're comparing this to the Persona social links, which we already know there's going to be a meter for your connectivity and your social status with the other Digidestins that are in the game. There are 3 main routes as well as a secret route, so it looks like 4 routes, and different Digivolutions are unlocked on each path. Things are simpler for recruiting wild Digimon as they simply require items to Digivolve, though this method isn't seen much in the games. It appears that Digimon Survive is trying to replicate some older anime series' different evolution methods, which could give major story moments more impact via unlocking new forms. I'm wondering if we're going to have spirit evolutions. This choice to pursue a new take on Digivolution should serve Digimon Survive well, and can make it all the more memorable once it's finally out. Yes! Like I said, they need to do this. This is very important, as it is a new branch of the Digimon gaming universe. All right, guys, so what's the takeaway of this article? It looks like, of course, we're going to get a new way of digivolving. Is it going to have the core basis to it? Yes, we're going to have to meet certain parameters. These certain parameters will open up different branches to your Digimon's evolution tree. How that is actually functionally in the game, they didn't really go into that here, which is fine. We'll probably get more details, or we'll be able to see once we got the game. I really love the ability of being, especially in a tactical RPG, being kind of time-bound to your evolution. It makes you be more strategic and take more thought in an action before it occurs. And also, it plays into a more traditional Digimon Tamer partnership that we saw in the anime, which again just is really amazing to do as a new concept for a Digimon game. I look forward to seeing more pictures regarding the HUD, if it is going to be maybe the one we saw that was a little bit more simplistic is your average field HUD, and the one we saw with a little bit more detail is a boss HUD. I just don't know. Those are my guesses. If you do have a theory or you have an explanation, please leave me a comment down below. So what's your guys' feel on how they are discussing that Digivolution will work in Digimon Survive? I personally am very excited about this, to be able to have that tactical and strategic part working with my Digimon. And I think it's going to provide for a lot more gameplay, especially having some evolutionary paths tied to the visual novel of the story, which replayability 100% in my books. So please leave those comments down below. More Digimon Survive news will be covered on this channel as I find it and bring it to you guys. I'm hopefully will keep on this until we get release day, which I will be streaming Digimon Survive live over on my Twitch channel. Hopefully as soon as I get it in the mail. If I don't, hopefully get a pre-order digitally. There's still no digital availability for pre-orders of this game right now. The only thing I found is physical. So I have locked down a physical copy just in case those digital copies don't come out in time or at all. I don't see why it shouldn't come digital. 99% of all games nowadays are digital. But if you guys hear anything about that, I'd love it in the comments down below. All right, guys. Let's keep trucking and keep that train rolling for Digimon Survive, coming out on July 28th or 29th, depending on your region. This Chocobo Night is excited. I can't wait to get Godamon by my side and dive into Digimon Survive. Like, sub, leave that comment. And as always, guys, happy gaming!